Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ukraine Brief, where we do a quick roundup of the most important stories of the day in and around Ukraine. I'm your host, Don Arliff. In Europe, September 1st marks the end of the summer holidays, and it's back to school for children. It's no different in Ukraine, except that the war rages on and school bells are accompanied by air raid sirens, which are not a drill. The fourth school year under the full-scale Russian invasion kicks off today in Ukraine. However, 4.6 million children face educational barriers, according to UNICEF. Classrooms have been destroyed or damaged, lessons interrupted by air raid sirens and bombings. Millions are still displaced, and the ongoing war is depriving Ukrainian children of their right to education. This burden is already hindering socio-emotional development of the country's youngest generation, raising questions over the country's long-term recovery and development. At the end of last school year, statistics show even more heartbreaking conclusions. 1/3 of students were not fully learning in their classrooms. 11% only had access to online education, according to the Ministry of Education and Science. To top it all off, 10% of the entire country's education infrastructure has been destroyed or damaged between 2022 and the end of 2024, a number certainly higher now. The situation is even worse for the youngest children, preschoolers, especially those near the front line. 83% show signs of developmental and emotional distress due to constant hostilities. Many don't even have the chance to attend kindergarten. Over the weekend, the world witnessed what seems to be a blossoming relationship between Russia, China, and India at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. The task of separating Russia from China has now been compounded by India joining the Axis. The Coalition of the Willing will meet again this week in a largely virtual summit on Thursday, bringing together representatives from around 30 countries. The meeting will focus on coordinating future security assistance force in Ukraine once peace is reached with Russia. Except there's one big problem. There has been no progress on that front with Russia. Over the weekend, India got more embedded with Russia and China at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. However, European leaders forged forward despite the lack of visible progress with Russia.
As in Gaza, Ukraine also needs peace now. Germany is ready to take responsibility and offer security guarantees. That was the topic foreign ministers discussed in Copenhagen and will also be addressed on Thursday in Paris.
Germany's foreign minister, Johann Wadephul, said on Monday that he would address the issue on his upcoming trip to India, adding that Germany and India want and must preserve the rule-based order together in view of massive geopolitical challenges. But with Modi holding hands with Vladimir Putin at the Shanghai summit and traveling with him by car for a bilateral meeting, the Indian Prime Minister might have a different agenda than that of the German Foreign Minister or the Trump administration. Ukraine's military intelligence has announced that one of its special units, Prymary, also known as Ghosts, have destroyed a host of Russian military equipment in temporarily occupied Crimea. Drones were used to strike military base in Gvardiysky, destroying 2 Russian Mi-8 helicopters. In addition, Ukrainian intelligence successfully destroyed Moscow-owned military tugboat in the Bay of Sevastopol. The Ghost unit is focused on systematically targeting Russia's air defense systems and limiting their combat capabilities, which they also successfully did by taking out a Russian S-400 air defense system. Ukraine continues to degrade Moscow's military force presence there in Crimea. On Saturday, Ukraine was shocked at the murder in broad daylight of the former chairman of Ukraine's parliament, Andriy Paruby, in Lviv. Now the suspect is in custody, and Russia is the primary suspect of ordering the assassination.
Ukrainian police have arrested a 52-year-old man from Lviv in connection with the murder of former parliamentary speaker Andriy Paruby. The suspect was formerly charged with premeditated murder and illegal possession of a firearm.
We do not rule out that there was a Russian trace, that this was an order from the Russian Federation. This crime was not spontaneous. First of all, it was carefully planned. We believe that it was more than a month of preparation, including the approach and the escape of the perpetrator.
The murder sent shockwaves across Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed condolences and assured the public that the case is under special scrutiny.
The circumstances of the murder of Andrei Parubi are being investigated. Many forces are involved, all that is necessary. The crime was unfortunately carefully prepared, but everything is being done to solve this crime.
Andrei Parubi served as chairman of Ukraine's parliament from 2016 to 2019 and played a key role in the Euromaidan revolution and Ukraine's defense efforts during the ongoing war with Russia.
And that concludes this edition of Ukraine Brief. Thank you for watching, and you can join us every weekday here at 7:15 p.m. local time here in Warsaw. Thanks for watching. See you next time.